Okay, guys, I'm laughing because this is my third attempt at doing this video. As you can see, my face is red. I got too intense. I threw way too many F-bombs. I have a quota now on F-bombs. If I throw like over 5, I got to redo the video. And I think I got in like 15. And I'm 15 minutes and I had to shut it off. But this is the video that I've been wanting to do for a while. And I don't like this rule. I actually wouldn't mind seeing, the rule's not going to change it, but I wouldn't mind seeing it. I would not mind seeing it taken out. And mainly the reason is because the plate is part of the strike zone. So you're actually taking away a lot of that. So what a lot of people do is stand further up in the box, and which is catching a lot of people for stepping out of the box. Me especially. I get called on my team. I get called out for being out of the box quite a bit. I know I'm close to stepping out of the box every time because I know my stride. I'm probably stepping out of the box 80% of the time, about 3 inches, because I do a lot of video. I know where I step, and I know that I step about 3 inches out of the box. And I know it's a rule, guys. I know you got to call it. There's a little rant in this video I want to talk about, and I'm trying not to get too out of control. And I know get a few of you guys saying, "What's the rule?" It's a rule, you know. I understand that, but let me tell you some things that I found out, and I've already known this, and I've talked to a lot of people about this that I actually play softball with, and I've kind of, because I have a theory about it, and I kind of talk to them, and I wanted to prove my theory, and I didn't. I couldn't do that unless I had an bat exit speed tester, ball exit speed tester. So what I did was, about 2 weeks ago, I started looking at some of the hardest balls hit up the middle, and I get a video of it, and the most miles per hour. Well, the most miles per hour was a ball that we hit at our belly button, not up here. Not in like a tomahawk. It was balls we hit at our belly button, which, if you think about it, it's a little lower than what a lot of people's swing is. A lot of people like hitting that ball like right below their tits. Mainly a lot of them that have power. But the hardest ball that I hit in this video was a ball that hit at my belly button or a little lower. The most miles per hour. So I hear a lot of you guys saying they're trying to protect the pitcher by calling the box rule. That's bullshit. Everybody that I tested hit the low pitch harder up the middle than the high pitch on the miles per hour on the little machine that I got. That's one of them. So don't sit there and tell me, unless you've done the testing, that you're trying to protect the pitcher. My biggest complaint is the organization is walking around telling all the umpires to enforce the rule. And I'm not calling out every umpire, guys. I'm really not. I mean, a lot of you guys think I'm against umpires. I'm really not. I'm against bad umpires. I'm against umpires that arrogant. See, I caught myself. I'm trying to. I'm against the umpires that it's all about them. Look at me, kind of shit. And I have a lot of umpire friends, guys, and that just know the rules. Are consistent in the rules, and they know every rule out there. I have a problem with umpires not knowing the rules. It bothers me because the guys get paid. That's their job. You know, they should know all the rules, up and down. So that's my biggest complaint when we play at these big tournaments. And I can see the backyard tournament where, you know, the guy just, that's where he makes his money on weekends and not knowing all the rules. But these are big tournaments, and I have a problem with that. So I don't think it's a rule that's going to change, and I'm okay with that. I really am. The problem that I have is when this is being called, and to the severity of when it's called. How, in other words, how bad was it when it happened? And for some reason, I guess shit happens around me, especially when I have the video camera on. I was at watching AAA play up in Worlds last year, and his team was fighting, you know, third and fourth place teams were fighting against each other, and it was a tough game back and forth. I think both these teams had played like 5 in a row or 4 in a row, 6 in a row, 5 or 6 in a row to actually get to where they're at. And they're playing against each other, and there's 2 outs in a buffet. And it's left-handers up, their home team. Down by 3, down by 2, something like that. And the umpire made a, in my opinion, a ticky-tack call, a bullshit call on this guy that stepped out of the box. And it was even a ground ball to freaking second baseman, I think. Actually, I think it got through the hole. Didn't go to second baseman. I think he hit it between first and second. And the umpire called him out. Ended their game. Ended the tournament. Ended the run for this team to actually come up. So the umpire made a call. And this is the thing, too. The umpire made a call to affect the game. I have a problem with that in any sport. Not just the sport that I play, softball. I have a problem with it in football and basketball. Especially when you're in, like in the Super Bowl, or in, and this is basically our Super Bowl. This is our, NBA championship to us. It's for the rings. It's just a call that you do not make, especially when it's a call like it really didn't look that bad. And I can see if the guy stepped 2 feet out of the box and ripped the ball up the middle, I can see you calling it then. And what happened after this video was. It's the way the umpire, and actually I made a mistake by turning the camera off, but if you guys were there, you would have watched what happened. Was I'm very vocal. There's another umpire that's taken over, and he's actually putting his gear up next to me, and I'm talking to him, and I was explaining to him, you just don't make that call. That's a bullshit call. You just don't make that call. Well, he walks off. You can see him walking off in the video. I reach over and turn the camera off. Well, the umpire that made the call walks up to me and goes, "Did you get that one on camera?" And I go, like, I was shocked that he asked me this, and I go, "Yeah, I did, and I thought it was a ticky-tack call. It was a bullshit call." Well, he leans over and says, "It's a rule." I said, "I don't give a shit. It's a rule. You just don't make that call at that time to send those guys home." I was pissed. I actually stood up. If you guys were there, you seen me. I stood up. And he walked off like he wasn't going to win that argument. I wasn't going to win his argument. So I was like, he walks off, and then Mike comes over, Masenko comes over, sits up to me, and asks me what happened. So I told him what happened. I voiced my opinion, and that was it. But guys, I've seen that happen before to end the game out there, and I have a problem with that. That bothers me because. It almost like he wanted the attention to be on him. And then I hear that a lot of tournament directors are walking around telling the umpires, enforce that rule. Enforce that rule. They're telling them to enforce the rule. And then I did it the day before actually that happened. I did it this year. I get called every year for being out of the box. At Aurora Grande. And I talked to the umpire the next night, and he actually told me, you got to change your swing. You got to change what you do. So you tell me I hit balls all year long to get ready for this big tournament. And every other tournament I go to, I don't have to change anything, but I go to this tournament, I have to change because you're enforcing a rule that nobody else enforces. Is that not stupid? But I know you guys are going to get on here and you're going to voice your opinion. Well, Dave, it's a rule. Protects the pitcher. Now think about it, guys. And I'm going to throw one F-bomb. You think it's really about fucking protecting the pitcher when nothing's being done about shaved bats? You know how many fucking shaved bats I've seen up there this year? Heard up there this year? Don't sit there and tell me it's about fucking protecting the pitcher. When I've already proved that theory wrong. And it's funny how they enforce that rule, but they won't enforce the rule about checking bats. Because that's a rule, right? That's a fucking rule in SSUSA, SPA. That's a rule. Bats will be inspected, but they don't do that, do they? All right, guys, that's it. I threw one F-bomb. I'm done. I got one more video left. One more video left. And then I'm done talking about umpires. And then I'm going to get back to doing reviews on bats. Weight training, I got those coming out. But I wanted to get this video out. I got weight training coming out. A lot of videos about weight training, guys. I'll be in the gym, letting you guys know what I do in the off season, and then what I'm going to do during the season to get ready for next year. And new supplements out there that I've been taking that actually are freaking awesome. Thanks, guys.
I'll tell you what. Billy called him out. Called him out of the bar. 100%. Another 100. After I do my 75, I got 200 swings on the back. Right? After I do my 75, next time I come out and swing. Good pitch, Eddie. Eddie, turn him on to win the ball. Let's go, Eddie. Get ball! Get ball!
Get him. Come on, Bert.
All right, here we go. Wait. Ball. Ball. Stop.
Come on, back.
Which one?
Anyway.
Nope.
Come on, back. Turn it!
Entry 24 for 22.
What?
24 for 22.
Come back!
Thank you, sir. Wait. Ball, move on.
Get on it, Scotty.
Right.
Did he walk?
Oh, great.
Oh, get
Ball. Right.
There you go.
Hit that ball.
Get him, boys. Get him.
All out here, all out. Come on, Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
Hey, 2 outs. First or second.
Everybody gets. Let's go, Steve.
Ball, pitch.
Makes the last stop.
Yeah, yeah. Come on.
31.
Get him, Bonnie, get him. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, come on, man. Get him. Come on, Foxy.
2 outs. It's where it's at. Here's where it's at. Hey.
Come on.
Larry. No.
Barely get called every time. Dead ball!
Oh my God.
hit on that play at the end of the game. I understand calling it early, but you don't end a game like that. That just takes.
I hear you.
Yeah, I guarantee you, every player out of this is a grand to give you. A grand. And they get called for it.